So this past weekend, I went to this little tiny comic book show called the Eastern Rim Con. Well, I say little tiny. I've been to smaller, but um, it was called the Eastern Rim Con, and it was just this little show. It's not really close to where I live. I had to drive a little ways to get there, but um, I just wanted to go and like see what I could find. Some of the stuff I was hoping to find, some cool books for cheap, and I did. So that's good. I'm going to show those off. First off, I'm going to show. Like I stopped at a couple of comic book stores and just dug around just to see what I could find, so I can show some stuff. I found this book called Bad Luck Chuck from Dark Horse. Came out a few weeks ago. I thought that if I had come across it, I would get it, but I didn't see it in any of my regular shops until just this past weekend. I did find the centerpiece of that Justice League triptych that I was talking about in my last video. So now the left-hand side is the only one that I don't have. Of course, that's the one that is kind of going for a little bit of money. So that just stands to reason. I picked up the regular main cover for War of the Realms #1, just so that I can read it without breaking out the J. Scott Campbell cover. I found this one in a back issue bin for half off cover, so Middle West #2. I have #1, but I didn't pick up any of the other ones. Just thought I would pick up #2 and see like what happened next. I was looking for this one too, so I'm glad I found it for like half cover. It's the J. Scott Campbell Conan variant for Uncanny X-Men #6. You gotta love the Savage Land versions of Rogue and Storm. Hang on. Got this for half off cover as well. Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Terror #2 from Ahoy Comics. It's just a hilarious Attack of the 50-Foot Woman type cover. This was just regular cover price. I think those like 3 books are the only ones I got for half off. But I did find and pick up the second print of, no, not the second print, the fourth print of Immortal Hulk #2. With the gamma irradiated corpse on the cover that might end up being important at some point down the line. And this is a book that I've never actually bought before. Zombie Tramp #57. I think that's the regular A cover. I've never bought a Zombie Tramp book before. I think this is the first appearance of the new like version of the character. The different girl who becomes another zombie tramp. And then I also found 58, the risque version, so maybe I should have warned you. But, whatever, it's not that big a deal. It's certainly no Tula Lote explicit cover. Okay, so as for the con, I picked up a bunch of dollar books, like this Frank Cho cover on Harley Quinn 26. Just Harley, I guess, walking her dog during an apocalypse or something like that. It's just a Frank Cho cover for Harley that I didn't already have. So I found a bunch of these dollar books. Most of them are run fillers, but there's some cool stuff in there. And then I got like 4 bigger books at the end that I'll show. But it was kind of a cool show. It was free to get in, and there's a bunch of stuff there. So yeah, anyway. One of my run fillers that I found, Batman 415. And trying to get the basically the 100 issues between Batman 400 and Batman 500. I have most of them, but this is one of the ones that I didn't have. And then run fillers for my X-Men run, trying to get everything between 94 and I don't know, like 300 or so. So I got 235, 249, 264, and I believe that's a Jim Lee cover, although I know he didn't do the interiors. And 270, which is a Jim Lee cover and has Jim Lee interiors. They also had 271 and 272, which I need, but they were kind of beat up, so I just left them there. But I got all those for $1 a piece. And then I found some Teen Titans. These all had stickers on them saying that they have moisture damage. I haven't actually opened them up and looked at them yet, but I'm not sure if they're in like really bad shape or not. But they were $1 a piece, so Marv Wolfman and George Perez, highlight of the Titans. So that was number 5, and I got number 8. And number 15. And I don't think this one has any damage or anything. It's just, it was just in the dollar bin. So number 19. And I found a copy of G.I. Joe and the Transformers number 4. It's the final issue in the miniseries. I think I might still have the coverless copy of this that I had when I was a kid. But it's nice to upgrade. Because pretty much all my Transformers comics from when I was a kid I read until they fell apart. Alright, so continuing on with the dollar books. We got Punisher War Journal number 3. I think what this is like Carl Potts layouts with Jim Lee finishes and then Carl Potts inking over it. And then we got number 4, just some early Jim Lee Marvel work, and number 5. Also for $1, I found the Excalibur like prestige format trade paperback or whatever it is. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the first appearance of the Excalibur team. And then also for $1, the first issue. And they even put a little sticker on there saying that it was a newsstand variant. Very thoughtful of them. Definitely couldn't pass up this for $1. Silver Surfer number 47. And the lead up to the Infinity Gauntlet. And then this one as well. Gorgeous Barry Windsor Smith cover of the Thing. Man, Barry Windsor Smith is so great. I do wish he would come back to comics and do more work. Yeah, did I say what issue it was? Marvel Fanfare 15? Anyway, I was just dazzled by the cover. I don't remember what I said about it. And then I found this for $1, and it's pretty low grade. But for $1, I couldn't pass it up. Prez number 1, the first appearance of Prez. And, just a Bronze Age number 1, which is very cool. And I was surprised to see this in there as well. This next one. Rima the Jungle Girl number 1. Another Bronze Age first issue. With work by Joe Kubert. So, just an awesome book. Very cool to find that for $1. Alright. Now these are the ones that I paid a little bit more for, and I got all of these for like $5 to $10 less than the asking price. Well, except for one of them. But, Werewolf by Night number 1. This one is really low grade. They had it at a 2.5. I don't know. That may be overestimating it a bit even. But beautiful Mike Plug artwork. So it's kind of cool to have the first issue of Werewolf by Night. This one I paid full price for. I think they were asking $15 for it. Power Pack number 1, the first appearance of Power Pack and Origin. So I mean, this is just one of those things where Marvel they've got their or the Disney streaming service now. They're going to be desperate for content, so at some point they will do something with Power Pack, and um, it was. I mean, $15 is probably a good investment. I looked it up on eBay. It seems to generally go between $10 to $20 plus shipping, so it was probably about market value what I paid for it, more or less. Um, Kind of cool to find this one. I think this one has come down in value a lot since a few years ago. Marvel Team Up number 94, right? I got the sticker right over the number. 95. First appearance of Mockingbird. Yeah, they were asking 40, but I paid 35 for it. So, yeah, it's another first appearance that's really cool to have. And lastly, this is probably the book I was happiest to grab while I was there. Amazing Spider-Man 317. Definitely working on filling in my McFarlane run on Amazing Spider-Man. This is the second part of the Venom storyline. I guess third part if the Hydra Man issue was considered part one. I don't know. I don't guess it really matters. But yeah, it's just a cool Venom cover. And he was asking 35 for it, but I ended up paying 25, so that was cool. Yeah, and that was it. Those were the books that I got at the show. Man, there was the same guy I got this Spider-Man issue from had a fairly nice mid-grade copy of Batman 227, and he was asking like 250 for it. Probably would have given it to me for less, but since I actually ended up owing on my taxes this year, I didn't have a whole lot of money to take with me, so I didn't. Oh man, if only I'd gotten a tax refund, I definitely would have picked that up. Probably my all-time favorite comic book cover is Batman 227. Anyway, that's what I got. So thank you for watching, and I hope everybody manages to hit up small shows in their own area and find cool books like I did. Okay, see everybody later on this week for the regular weekly comic book call, assuming I pick up much of anything. All right, y'all take it easy.